everybody. This is Christina with On Request Magazine, and I'm here today at legendary Swing House Studios with Monks of Mellonwah. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, good.
Good. It's so good to meet you guys, and I just want to let you know that I've known about you guys for a while now, thanks to Joe Arnold from A&R Worldwide. He is a godsend. You know, he always sends me the best people. So whenever I see his email, I say, oh, I'm listening to whoever this is. I don't know anything about him, but I know they're going to be good. So he introduced me to you guys a little while ago when he first stumbled upon you, and I've been waiting until you guys are out here and I could meet you and talk to you. So very excited about
Thank
that.
you very much.
Just so that we can give our listeners and viewers a little bit of background on you guys. First, if you can go around and just tell everyone who you are, what you do in the band.
Starting with me.
Yeah, let's go with you.
John, and I play the bass.
I'm Vikram, I'm the singer.
I'm Josh, I play the drums.
And I'm Joe, and I play the guitar.
Awesome, thank you very much. And I think everyone can tell you're not really from around here, so Australia, right?
Well, this guy.
That's your home base.
Yeah. I mean, we all grew up in Sydney.
Okay.
We went to high school together. And I think there's a bit of magnetism about, you know, California in particular, has drawn us here. I think we would have ended up playing music here one way or the other, but
right.
Yeah, we're from Australia, from Sydney.
And you know, I've done a lot of interviews with, you know, artists from all over, but you know, I'm always interested to find out from, you know, Sydney itself, from your music scene, what is it like out there compared to out here?
Yeah, it's nothing like here.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really different, but like, you know, when I talk to bands that are from Europe, let's say,
yeah,
you know, their scene is actually something that I'd like to see one day.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, Sydney I'm not real familiar with, so in my
Well,
opinion.
there are great bands in Sydney.
Yeah,
We've just
awesome
in, you know, and not just Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, but I think it's tougher to get visibility and progress your career playing around in Sydney. But there are some great bands, like everything from metal to folk stuff to everything.
Right.
It's probably not as different as you'd think, because like American and European, like English music culture is so pervasive everywhere.
Right.
But you'll see bands trying to, you know, you'll see elements of Chili Peppers and Metallica, all those bands.
Thanks to the internet, right?
Yeah.
The music industry has changed a lot.
But
Yeah.
there are a lot of great bands they're on the Passport Proof tour around with another Australian band. So
yeah, we're going to talk about that tour.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, this makes me wonder, and I was thinking about this on the way over. Knowing Joe the way I do, obviously, you know, all of his artists, he reaches to different parts of the world and grabs some great people, and they end up over here, which is great for us over here in America. But tell me about that process. Like when you're out there, you're in Sydney, you're trying to build your music career, and then how do you get to be stumbled upon by someone like A&R Worldwide, where they, you know, are looking for artists and want to groom and bring you over to America?
I do it groom there.
Yeah, no, well, you know how it goes, right?
I mean, we've been pretty lucky. Our
Yeah.
manager's incredible, and you know, a lot of this opportunities come from him sending out the emails, all that stuff. We got in touch with A&R Worldwide
About a year ago.
a year ago, and we've been working with them ever since. And just slowly, you know, we came here in 2012 for 2 weeks, did a show, and we came back at the end of 2012. So it's been building blocks.
Right.
We did Singapore Music Matters.
Did you do the Muse Expo out here when you first came out?
No, we were meant to. No, not.
They've
We
been,
weren't working.
manager Chris Cund, he's been to a couple of music
Right.
expos.
Yeah. I mean, I came
Joe
out with
was
him
there
last
this
time
year.
as well. But it just, we haven't played there yet. We want to, obviously.
That'd be a great
We haven't
great
had the opportunity, but now we're here. We're doing the Passport.
Yeah, there's been a lot
tour,
of hard work from like a lot of people other than us as well that's gone into the band.
Right.
So, you know, we've worked hard, but there's also a lot of good fortune in us that we've been around supportive people and have supportive families. And
That's awesome.
So very lucky.
Yeah.
We feel very just to be here. You said legendary swing house. That for us to be here, we feel very
Yeah, the
grateful.
list of people who've recorded
Yeah.
here is pretty
Yeah.
incredible,
The
right?
last time we were here, Aerosmith were here.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite is Aerosmith. So yeah, I know I saw them on the list of people who have recorded here, and I'm like, it's some good company
Yeah.
going on in
Steven
there.
Tyler drove his Porsche.
Yeah.
What? And they couldn't come by today? What's up with that? Well, let me ask you guys this then. I mean, this is kind of how I roll. I play off what you guys are going to be talking about, and you just made me wonder personally what you guys listened to on a personal basis growing up, because your sound is very different. you know, for what, you know, I guess the canned stuff that people put together nowadays, very different for me. What are your personal styles when you are listening to music?
That's a good compliment, actually. Thank you very much. Yeah. I guess all growing up, we used to listen to a lot of cool bands, bands like Chili Peppers and Muse,
Rage
Against the Machine, like bands like that. We all listen to collectively, but then we all have our own distinctive sort of personal taste as well. Like Josh has a very sort of abstract taste in music.
I like that.
K-pop,
Korean pop and
Asian pop, metalcore.
It's funny because I think of, I'll give you an example. I just covered the Backstreet Boys the other day.
Oh wow.
Okay.
They're back. Right.
They are back all right, and I don't think they ever left, and people don't realize, but it's been 21 years they've been together and touring all over the world and have a huge fan base. And you know, generally I tend to cover, you know, harder edge bands or indie alternative bands. I've been to, I can't even tell you how many shows in my career. They put on the best show I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and there, you know, some people that like to just stay in their own little box and think, oh, well, who'd want to go see this, that, or the other thing? You know, who'd want to go see the Backstreet Boys? Like, until you've seen them on stage, you shouldn't say anything, because to me, I think there's something to appreciate in all music. But if you get someone who can sing and perform and go for over 2 hours dancing and singing and being fantastic, I think that's commendable, to say the least.
I went to see, I saw Aqua when they came to Australia last year.
Oh, really?
It's a fantastic concert.
Yeah.
They had a band.
I don't know how they'd feel about
Backstreet
Boys.
No, they had a lot of guys that played metal as part of their band.
Right.
They're putting breakdowns in like Candyman. It's just.
Yeah, I saw the Wiggles when I was 5. And
Right. Oh, and that just
most people think, you know, they're just a kids band. Honestly, I understand what you're saying.
No, seriously. I mean, I appreciate good
Pop music.
musicianship,
I agree.
and I think a lot of pop music is finding its way into other avenues now.
Yeah.
So
Pop music is just it's combines everything, right?
Right.
Michael Jackson's.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Gallagher performance, the way she performs.
Right,
changes
right.
it.
And I've always said, I mean, it's you know, certain things I prefer. Like Aerosmith's my favorite band. I mean, I'm a child of 80s rock. I mean, that's who I am. But you know, Lady Gaga has a beautiful voice. It's just maybe not my style. You know, of music that I listen to. Right, but I can. Yeah, definitely. So I'm sorry we took a detour, but I just, you know, I wanted to share all that with you guys.
That's what
So
we're all about,
now that you're here, how long are you going to be in the States? And tell me about that. I mean, are you here to record a full record? What is your plan?
Good question.
Yeah,
Well, we've got the first 2 weeks. Obviously, we're on the Passport tour, which takes us to places like Portland, Phoenix. We're playing a show in LA in the Viper Room,
Fresno,
Sacramento.
Yeah, there you go.
Seattle.
Monterey.
And then we head over to the East Coast and we do the Scottsdale tour.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, very exciting for us.
That's a nice slot to get, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're some big theatres in there.
Yes, definitely.
So, that's going to be fun driving around America as well. So that'll be, what's that, 8 or 9 shows?
Yeah, 9 shows.
So,
That's nice. Great exposure.
And we're currently looking at a 3rd support tour. Nothing's been confirmed yet.
See, there's always that one that you guys can't tell me, and that's not fair.
I wish we could.
I found out yesterday about it. So
Really?
we're all on the same page.
Joe will tell me how to decide.
Well, you can tell us that
We are
that's
planning to
happening.
record though. Maybe
Yeah.
not a full record. But
We're hoping to get to Vegas to record again.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Whether or not it's full record, I'm not sure. We've just got a bunch of songs we're going to go in
Play
there.
it by ear.
Yeah.
we figured that we're better off going with, you know, a lesser number of songs that we're really proud of than, you know. So we won't take it as we need to record a full record.
Right.
We'll just go with
I mean, it's different now. I mean, we've done an album. We love doing albums. I think we've always wanted to do albums, but it's a singles market, so
It really is. That and
We've
just
got
a
to
short
find
EP.
that balance.
And,
Yeah.
The other thing with us is Joe is a producer, and he does film music and he does our music, so we can record music with him whenever we want. So
Oh, that's nice.
in that sense,
Helps
we
out a little bit.
Yeah, that's really a godsend for us. And I mean, it's not a godsend. He worked really hard at it, but it really helps us a lot because half of our last record, "Turn the People," was produced by Joe.
And very nicely done.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
and the other thing is you have a record that's 50% produced by someone like Keith Olsen,
Mm-hmm.
who is a legend, and for Joe to do it and it,
collaborate.
to melt in together is we're proud of him. So.
You guys all look so happy. I just want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be here.
Seem like you're in a good place.
Yeah, escape the Australian winter and we're in the summer. I mean,
Exactly.
The thing with all of us is we realise that this is really, I mean, despite all our hard work, this is lucky. We love music, and to be able to come here and play, and to be able to travel, to be able to play with people that we admire, it's
Right.
so lucky, you know.
Living the dream, right?
Yeah, we want everything in music. We want to be playing in front of anyone that we can, but if it's only this was so great, you know.
Right.
So we're just soaking it in and
It's a great
enjoying
attitude.
it, yeah.
Definitely. Gosh, I was just going to ask you something. Okay, we talked about your sound. All right. We have, are you familiar with the Warped Tour?
Yes,
By the way?
yes.
Okay. That's coming up for us in a few weeks. It's always been the busiest time of year. And it's also the most laid back environment you'll ever want to see. You know, they call it punk rock summer camp because it's just, people are ridiculously exhausted and overheated, and the interviews get quite entertaining. One of the things that we do with a lot of the bands, especially ones like yours where you can't say, okay, you're this genre, that genre, whatever, is sort of the genre mashup machine. And we've gotten some really good explanations from bands of what they think they sound like. My two favorites are Miley Cyrus on acid and dancehall fight club music. Right?
That's how I describe their music.
That's how they describe it.
Dancehall Fight Club, is it?
Dancehall fight club music.
We'll take that one.
Is that how you would describe yourselves?
Oh, no.
That's actually how I was describing it to everyone.
yeah, right.
No.
I would say, yeah, more Fight Club than dance.
Yeah. I've always described it as like
Brothers.
if you merged a bunch of bands and they had a child.
Right.
We're not trying to say we're as good as these bands, but the fact that we love the bands and then they produced a child, but I think that we're the child that's
All right.
from it.
Who would your parents be then?
That's a big call because it sounds like I'm putting myself in there, you know.
It was more of an orgy kind of situation.
Okay,
yeah,
all
it's
right.
not
Well,
too
I can see that with your music though.
Pass the children.
I worked out like, you know, we talked about all the influences.
Right.
The fact that we'll bring like the core influence like Rage, Chili's,
Mhm.
you know, Zeppelin, Muse. If we bring those all.
I could hear it all, definitely,
Yeah.
especially the rage factor, for sure. It just seems like everything's sort of unleashed in
Yeah.
your music, and I like that. I don't, you know, it's not just, you know, okay, you're point A and you're point B and you're done. It's just, you don't know where it's going to go, you don't know where it's going to end.
Yeah, they do it sometimes.
Well, I mean, I think that's the beauty of what we do. Well, we don't try and say, you know, this is who we are. We accept anything that any of us write.
Yeah, it
whether
just-
it's R&B, you know, Nick's got an R&B voice, whether it's heavy. So I mean, genre isn't as much a thing for us. That's why we kind of try and avoid like the we're indie or we're
Generalization.
I mean, we
Right.
like alternative because it's so broad.
It is broad, very, and, you know, sort of indie alternative would probably make people in America understand it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always had a funny thing about the thing alternative because it suggests that it's like
Not
not something that most people would like, but
Right.
bands like my favorite band ever is the Chili Peppers, and they're considered alternative rock. But
Right.
I would every person I would meet, I would say you got to listen to Blood Sugar or Stadium Arcadium because I know you like it. It's not there's nothing alternative about it, and essentially what the essence of the music we're trying to reach further than what just the sound is on top. It's that anyone should be able to understand the feeling that
Yeah.
we're trying to get
Absolutely.
across. So.
I think more and more bands are doing what you're doing though. They're putting out a different sound, and that's what kids are gravitating toward.
And that's
now,
great.
Which is I love because that's my favorite thing. I mean, bands like 30 Seconds to Mars. and
Yeah.
when they first had their very first album, to me is my favorite. Still, always
Yeah.
has been. But it was so different. It was it's not what anyone else was hearing out there, and I was like, okay.
It's awesome that you say
That's
that
right.
because more than like us wanting to do something on our own, it's like you want to have a generation that leaves a good mark. You look at the late 50s, 60s, 70s. They left such a legacy.
Right.
Yeah. That's something they can be
Absolutely.
proud of. So we'd love to be part of something bigger than us as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the fact that you talk about music and it takes you back, like you said, 80s rock. You're brought up on 80s rock.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon it'd be the coolest thing for some kid somewhere, or anyone, a kid or adult, but just to hear our music and relate to it
Right.
and associate with time in their life. Like
later on? Or?
Yeah,
we're walking back, we're walking the street, we're talking about like
Yeah.
different songs like Blink-182, and that takes you back to just
Oh,
like
of
when I
course.
started drumming and
Yeah.
how like, why does he do that? And then
Well, it does. And music just jars your memory, I think, to me. You know, you could hear a song that, you know, we were just listening to, The Cure was on the radio when we were coming out. And I just said to her, it's amazing how long a song can stay relevant and be on the radio that was on when I was in high school.
Yeah.
the relevance that's
Yeah, I mean,
timeless, I'd
that-
say.
Yeah, and people can still listen to it and just really, you know, it's like the first time they ever heard it in a way.
Bohemian Rhapsody does that to me every time.
Yeah, I love it.
Just
Yeah, I guess that's what we're trying to do. A lot of music out there isn't looking for that
Right.
timelessness.
Make a quick
They're
buck.
looking for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
good point.
I agree. Now, you guys have been, whether you realize it or not, when Joe first introduced me to you, we put one of your songs on our podcast, which is an on-demand podcast. People can listen to whatever episode they want when they want, download it to
Thanks,
their
man.
and people, you know, have downloaded your song or listened to it quite a bit. So yeah, I think you guys strike a chord with people all over the world. You know, I have one listener in Ghana. And one day I want to meet this person. It's like, you know, it shows you where everyone's, you know, listening from. There's always just that one person in Ghana who, I don't know, seems to really like everything we do.
People in Mexico seem to like us. Like when we check out Facebook stuff,
Really?
like people in Mexico seem to like it.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. Like
It's revolution music.
I'll take that.
Just gets them real pumped up. You know?
really Rage Against the Machine.
There you go, yeah, there you go. Yeah, one of my favorite bands for sure. All right, well, let me ask you guys this then, festival-wise. Have you played any festivals?
One.
Which
It's
one?
Music Matters in
Okay.
Singapore.
All right.
But it was, what's a festival? It's like a starting late afternoon-ish. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't like
Kind of an industry festival.
Yeah, right.
It's a showcase.
Kind of like Music Expo or South by
Right.
Southwest, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But in terms of festivals, we're still
Hoping.
waiting for that one.
Yeah.
You guys would be great at South by Southwest.
Oh man, we would love
It would be
it.
amazing. Though.
Yeah.
People would eat you
The
up.
more we hear that, the better.
Yeah.
We will be there one
Tell
day.
them.
I will put in a good word. No, but yeah, I think, you know, a festival for you guys would be amazing. 'Cause
Yeah.
We'd love it.
people love that. You know, that's what I love about Warped Tour is that you can go and think you want to go there to see one band, and
Yes.
as you're walking around, you stop and you're listening to this one that you've never heard, and it's a great crossover. So
Yeah.
So you're exactly right.
yeah, I love it. What do you guys have going on after Scott Stapp? Anything that you know of?
Well, that's that.
That's
third
the third.
tour.
Oh, that's right. The
Um,
tour who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, really, it's so up in the air.
We're touring with Voldemort. No,
Yeah,
we're
right.
touring with Voldemort.
Exactly. It's so
Um,
secret.
so
even
we
you
are
don't
recording,
know.
that's what we
yeah,
do
the
now.
plan is we finish in, what is it, Arkansas?
We
somewhere.
finished somewhere.
On the
2nd of July.
Somewhere in the middle of America, and we,
The hottest
Right.
place.
at the
on earth.
moment,
Yeah.
we are driving there to Vegas.
Okay.
It's like a
That's our
19-hour
current
drive or
plan.
something,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, stop by and wave. We're on the way to Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do this bit. I'll tell Joe, yeah, hey, we're gonna say hey. But before we go, is there anything else that you want to say to your fans or our listeners that we haven't touched on?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Come to a show while we're in the States.
Yeah.
And
I'd
your
love to
next
see
one
your
in
faces.
LA, because we have a lot of LA listeners, is
Yeah,
Viper
It's
Room.
Viper Rooms on the 9th.
On the
Ninth.
9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can be there. I'd really like to
Yeah.
see a live.
And if you come, say
Yeah.
come say hello. We'd
Yeah.
like to meet. We'd like to meet you if you have been listening to our music.
Yeah.
Right. And where can they find you online?
Everywhere. I mean, Facebook,
Bandcamp,
iTunes,
iTunes.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Monks
The
of
standard.
Mellonwah.
It's
is the
amazing.
name.
If you Google it,
You Google that.
Monks Of, and it finishes it for you.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel it just like.
So it's
I
a
know, it's not fun when you
It's
Google
really-
yourself, you're like, oh, I know we're there.
Yeah.
You spell it wrong and say, "Did you mean?"
Mellonwah. And they're like, what is Monk?
Yeah.
I guess that's
What is a Mellonwah?
What is a
awesome thing about
Mellonwah? Where does it
it.
even come from? And then it takes
Voldemort.
you all over. No.
Voldemort.
All right, and then we're gonna take it out doing something I do with everybody I've ever interviewed. You guys can ask me a question instead of me asking you the last question. You can ask me
Should we consider first?
anything you want. It's up to you guys.
So it's one question.
Or you guys can each ask a question. I'm
Oh,
in
wow,
no
you're
hurry.
very
It's up
generous
to
with
you.
this. Okay.
But
I like that one
told you I
each
was
one.
laid back.
I
See?
have many.
You have many? Okay.
Okay, well, you ask it.
Doesn't have to be music related. Can be music related.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I'm going to think out loud, which
Okay.
is dangerous.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's got me in a lot of trouble.
That's all right.
Should we do a huddle and?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
ready?
give us 1 second.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, I'm done. come to.
Well, yeah, you can ask it.
No, I'm a little
Yeah.
afraid.
So it's a rhetorical question. Doesn't
Okay.
need. This is a very Australian thing to say. But
Okay.
how lovely are you guys?
Aww.